Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. I haven't done an update in a while, mainly because there's not much to tell. But I thought it was about time just to give a very quick one where we are, what's going on with me, what's next, what's all that malarkey and. So, where are we? That's the main thing. So, the stem cell transplant and in high intensity chemo was done at the beginning of April. So we're now just over 3 months removed from that. Now, you can probably see on top of my head, I'm finally starting to get some hair back. Now, as I say, it was quite high intensity chemo, so it's taken a little bit longer for my hair to come back than it did after I stopped getting chemo last time. Last time I stopped, December. So over Christmas was my last chemo prior to this stem cell one. And I started growing my hair back within about a month. It's taken about 3 months because I said it's put my whole body through quite a battering. So yeah, so here it comes. Once again, it's starting to come through a bit blonde. The lighting in here there is ginger in it, but the lighting in here does really emphasise the ginger a bit more. In natural lighting, it's a lot lighter. So yes, that's starting it. So the legs are still bald, my armpits are straggly, my chest is semi-bald still. Having to shave regularly on the face. Which, as much as I hate it, at least it's growing back. So if I do decide I want a beard again at some point, we will be able to grow one. It will be white more than likely, but hey ho, Christmas is just around the corner. 5 months away. I hate Christmas. But anyway, yeah. So that's where we are on that. Two weeks ago, I believe it was, I had an MRI, and last week I had a PET CT scan. I haven't got the results of either of those yet, so I can't really give you any information. But the crossing my fingers, trying to do that with my fat fingers. I'm waiting on the results of them, and hopefully they will then be able to give me the all clear. That is the hope. I'm not going to get let's not get too far ahead, because there's always a chance there's going to be a flare up or something. Because on the last day at MRI there was some weird flare up, even though I wasn't showing any signs of the problem. And when they did a lumbar puncture, because they did another intrathecal, which is the chemo for the spine. They did a lumbar puncture for that, and there was no sign of the cancer in the spine. So they still weren't 100% sure what that was coming up on the MRI. But obviously, fingers crossed. One other thing I have got before I get my results is not really connected to the cancer or the treatment, but it's kind of a side effect, because my left shoulder is a bit I don't know if it's whether it's properly called that. I call it a frozen shoulder, because I had it about 15 years ago or so, where I was getting pains in that shoulder, and then when I went to the physio, they got me to do, you see, trying to do this now, got me to do that, and looked at me from behind, and they said, when you move your arms up, you got your 2 shoulder blades, they're supposed to do this, pivot. And what was happening was, one was pivoting, the other was just staying still, and I think that's what it is again. So I've got physio booked for the 21st, which is next week, so fingers crossed we can get that done. And the reason I say it's not really part of this, but it is kind of connected, because this started giving me jip when I was actually in the hospital getting the stem cell transplant. So the lack of activity over the last year while being off sick, and obviously laying in that hospital bed for 3 weeks. I started getting, I thought I'd pulled a muscle first of all, but it's just not going away. So that's why I think it's a return of the that old shoulder problem. So hopefully the physio will be able to put me in extreme pain by separating my ribs manually, because that's what he did last time, and then that'll clear it up. That's I did it that time. Fingers crossed. So, and then 27th, I believe it is, I have a clinic at the hospital. Now the clinic at the hospital hopefully will be to tell me the results of the MRI and the PET CT scan. You know, I've got to remain positive, but at the same point, you've always got to temper your expectations slightly, because you don't want to go, right, this is it, I'm clear, go in there and they go, you know, we still got a problem. So, you know, remain positive, but at the same point, you know, just remain realistic that there is obviously always a chance of problems with something like this. But the fact that in myself I feel okay. I'm still suffering from a lot of fatigue and tiredness, which is to be expected, and I'm still suffering from quite a few bowel problems and stuff like that, so I'm not going to go into all that here, but yeah, it's not 100%. But as the nurse I was speaking to on the phone, because I've finished with my phone interviews, phone clinics, what's the word, last week or week before last was the last one, because I was having them every 2 weeks, and she said, what you've got to understand is your body has, you know, not just from the cancer itself, but from the treatment, it has taken an almighty battering, you know, with all this chemo and stuff like that. Your whole system is, you know, it's doing you good, but it's going to take you a while to get you, you know, fully back to where you should be. So the timescale now is I should hopefully be ready to start getting my vaccinations, if I can get through to the doctors to arrange this. Yeah, that's an easy thing, because this isn't going to be done by the hospital. This is going to be done by a GP or a local anaesthetist then, vaccination you know, place, whether there's a site or a chemist you can go to, I don't know. I've got to find all this out. So you know, it's going to be get all the COVID ones done first. That's the priority. So I've got to get 4 of them. So because I've got to start again from scratch. I'm not going. This has been covered in another video. Go watch that if you want to understand it more and you haven't watched them. But also the flu jab as well, as I can get in between the COVID ones, and then after that I've got to get all my childhood ones again. So but the priority obviously is the COVID and the flu jabs are the big ones at the moment. So yeah, so that's where we are at the moment. As I say, unfortunately there's not a lot I can say, just I'm getting hairier again. I've got hopefully my last appointment at the end of this month, and I've got my shoulder to sort out as well. Other than that, yeah, it's too bloody hot. I don't like hot. I'm ginger and I'm fat, so that if I go out, I'll go up like a vampire in smoke and flames and all that, and if I sit at home I sweat like a fat sweaty bastard, you know. What do you expect? I've only put this shirt on for the video because I didn't want you seeing my moves, you know what I mean? So there we go. Anyway, I don't really think there's much else to say. You know, I could, you know me, I can talk for England, I can drag it out even longer. Maybe I should replace Boris Johnson, you know, and just talk a lot of old waffle like he does. But yeah, there we go. So yeah, I think you can probably see I'm struggling with the eyes, and I am a little bit tired again. But as I say, this is all understandable and nothing too much to worry about. So, signing off, and hopefully I'll give you an update once I've had the clinic on the 27th. Thank you very much. Tatty bye.